And just on football, England have been pretty underwhelming as a game tonight. Should we be worried about the World Cup?
No, I think the Nations League's been a pretty underwhelming competition. I think in the summer those 4 games weren't needed. I don't think they were wanted by anybody. I think even the football fans are underwhelmed by watching this competition. Tonight we've got a game against Germany. I hope we do well. I think the job that Gareth's done has absolutely been brilliant over this last 3 or 4 years, and he is going to take us into the World Cup in Qatar, and absolutely should do. The stuff that's been coming out in the last few days about a change before the World Cup, for me, is absolutely nonsense. I think he's got a good group of players, they've got a good spirit, they've got respect for the manager, and it's not unusual sometimes to have a little bit of a dip in these what would be friendly type tournament games before a World Cup or a major tournament.
Should he pick more on form, or Trent Alexander-Arnold doesn't get a look in, but Harry Maguire does? Or is he right to stick with his favourites?
I don't know any England manager of the last 30 years that I've been involved with England and watching England that has picked more on form than Gareth Southgate. Irrespective of what club you come from, whether you're in the Champions League, whether you're in sort of Championship, whether you're in the lower parts of the Premier League, he's been fair and equal all the way through. He supports Harry Maguire quite simply because Harry Maguire is one of the best 2 or 3 centre-backs in the country. This idea that there are other centre-backs, we don't have a strong pool of centre-backs. We used to have lots of goalkeepers, lots of centre-backs, and we haven't got lots of centre-backs anymore. So we see Eric Dyer, John Stones, we see Harry Maguire, Tyrone Mings, there's a couple more, Tomori, you've got a couple of centre-backs, but nothing that really stands out. And Harry Maguire's performances for England have been outstanding over a number of years, and I can see why he's still selecting him.
So there's rumours have been circling that the fan-led review, the Crouch review, is going to be dropped. How do you feel about that?
I would be very disappointed, to say the least, if that was the case, but I think it's a moment for calm because we've not heard that officially. And I actually think that this is a win-win. It's an open goal for Liz Truss, really, in the sense that there is cross-party support. This is not a Labour issue, a Conservative issue, a Lib Dem issue. Every MP that I've met over the last 12 to 18 months is in support of this fan-led review. Tracy Crouch, who's a Conservative MP, did a brilliant piece of work with the panel. There is no need to alter any part of that work, and it was also mentioned in the Queen's speech and referred to in the Queen's speech, so I'm still confident that there is widespread support within the game, apart from members of the Premier League, but also there's widespread support politically, which should mean that this is something that really isn't a debate or an argument. It's something that really, very rarely do you get an issue where everyone's so united on, and I would hope that it goes through and the recommendations are implemented.
Would it be unwise for them to risk turning it into a political issue?
I can't see why they would want to. I mean, I understand the point that was made last week within the article that this moment in time, the government have got major issues that they need to deal with, and that the football fan-led review isn't something that maybe is sort of high on that agenda. However, I think maybe a commitment in the future, in the near future, to implement the recommendations of the review would put us all at ease. I accept that, the energy crisis, the food crisis, the issues that have occurred in the last few months, obviously the Queen passing, take priority well before a fan-led review of football. But I think there would be no reason when, like I say, I've met with sports ministers, with Oliver Dowden when he was in charge of DCMS, with other Conservative MPs, Lib Dem MPs and Labour MPs over the last 2 years. I'm part of a group called Save Our Beautiful Game Group, which was set up by David Bernstein, which has got Conservative and Labour representation. And there is widespread, overwhelming support for this review and the recommendations that have been put forward by Tracy Crouch. So I see no reason why it should be a political issue.